Hello everyone and welcome to another Freecash guide. Today we're going to go over Memento Mori AFKRPG for $822.55. Now let me tell you, this is one of the best offer I have found so far and one of the easiest offer that I've seen with the most profit. I have maybe spent $100 and I'm going to profit from it around $600. If you can see here right now, I have reached rank 150 for $131, rank 120 for $41, rank 90 for $12, and so on. And if you notice, I missed the rank 100 in 7 days for $138 because I made some mistake. And the purpose of this guide is to help you not make those mistakes and to be able to reach that rank 100 in 7 days. But if you notice, I still have rank 180 for $179 and rank 200 for $248. I still have 22 days and you will see that I'm already rank 155 and I'm just going to reach those offer to get in total $400 and something on top, giving me a profit of around $600. So that being said, this is Memento Mori. So let's go to the game right now. Okay, so we have here Memento Mori, and I'm going to go over everything that you need to know to be able to achieve the entire of this offer for that profit that you're going to make. So first thing first, when you start playing this game, you're going to go into chapter 2.2, which is where they're going to let you actually continue doing all the things that you need to do, and they're going to let you just, after you finish the tutorial and all the stuff. Now, the first thing that I'll need you to do in order to have this correct is that when you go to invoke, which is the ability to summon people, which is the point of the gacha game, before you do any summoning whatsoever, which is going to be usually in prayers of the curse, you're going to change your wish list. Whichever summoning you're going to do, before you summon anything, you're going to change your wish list to these two specifically. This is going to be Florence, which is this image right here that you see. And the most important one, the one that is going to carry you, that if you don't get this one in the first, you will have to re-roll, is Cordy, which is this character right here. I'm going to show it to you, but at least you can see the image because you can click on it right now. But she's a green character, Emerald, and she's Corday, and she's the one that's going to carry you throughout the whole game. She's the most important, the most OP DPS, and you need her. And the good thing about her is that she is not an ultra rare light or darkness character. She can be farmed and she can be found throughout the game really simple. Okay, and when I say really simple compared to the other ones, she's really simple to get, and I'm going to go into details later on. But before you do any summonings, I want you to pay attention that you need her. Cordy's is, or Cordai, I think is how I'm saying it correctly, is this character right here. And like I mentioned, she's the most important one. So if you don't get her, I will recommend re-rolling again. Reset your data. Don't delete the game. Just reset the data and re-roll again over and over again until you get her on your first summoning. Now, let me tell you about this game. The summonings here are not good, and when I say they're not good is because even if you have her in the wish list, most of the time you're not going to get the characters you have in your wish list. You might get other characters, and I have such a bad luck with characters that most of the time I only get other colors like red and light and blue characters, but I don't get the green characters that I want. So that being said, that's the first thing that I need you to do, because once you have that, that's going to help you set up for the entire part of the game. Now there's two things you can do here. As a free-to-play player, you will have to try to do the same thing, and after that I will help you out after I finish talking to those players that are going to spend. Now let me be clear, you do have to spend at least $100 in order to complete the entire offer. And the reason for this is when you spend, let me go real quick over here so I can show you. When you spend money, you get VIP levels. The VIP levels, in order to increase the VIP level, you need to buy stuff that is going to give you the paid diamonds that you see here, right? Some offers have paid diamonds, and these paid diamonds are the ones that are going to give you that much experience for VIP. For example, if I were to buy the $74.99 offer, which sucks, don't buy those, I will get 5,900 VIP points. But why do you want to get VIP points? Why do you want to do this? It's because when you go to the VIP, notice that in VIP 6, which is the one that I'm right now, it gives you more player XP and experience in auto battles, but at the same time, the most important factor of this is that it's going to give you more player XP in quick battles, and it's also going to increase the numbers of quick battles attempt that you're going to have daily. And this is important because every quick battle gives you free 2-hour player XP. But not only this, during certain days of the week, let me go real quick to quest. During the quick battles, during Tuesday, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, you get 2 times the reward. Meaning, the more chances you have for quick battle, the more experience you're going to get per day, and this is going to help you catch up and maintain the ranking that you need to maintain every single time. So that's why it's important to have that VIP level, because if you notice, if I were to be VIP level 1, let's go real quick over here. VIP level 1, you will have only 3 quick battles attempt, and you get no extra experience whatsoever. So now that you know, there's a big difference between free to play and spending at least 100 to be able to get the full offer. Can you spend a couple bucks in the first couple of offers that they throw at you? Yes, probably maybe $10 to $20. That's going to help you get at least VIP 3, and that can help you out. But depending on your luck, you might not reach all the offer just by that little bit of amount. But that being said, either way, if you're going to spend or not, let me tell you, for those who are spending, what you should focus on and what is the best offers that you should do. So that now that we know that we need Cordy, that's your best DPS. Later I'm going to focus on what teams or what characters you should have and everything about team building and the bonuses that you get and all the things that you need. I want to focus on what things to buy, especially because this is a free cash guide to make sure that we can progress the best we can, right? And you're spending money to make money. So my recommendation, first of all, the achievement pack number 1, I have number 2 because I already completed number 1, is the best thing that you can buy in this game. The reason for this is because it's going to give you a lot of diamonds, which you can use not only for quick battles, which you have to pay diamonds for quick battle, but at the same time, it's going to give you a lot of diamonds that you can spend on summonings. And I'm going to tell you how to do that, because you don't want to spend all your diamonds in summoning. You want to spend your diamonds in quick battles. So the first thing you should buy is the achievement pack. The second thing you should buy is the Ring of Covenant. It's going to be a subscription. You pay just $1 every week, I believe, and this is going to give you more of these bonuses. You have more items that you get from the Cave of Space and Time, which is really important for how we're going to get our characters, and it gives you more coins, more team quests. It's just giving you more of the bonus stuff. And the next thing is the monthly boost, which is going to be, I believe it's like $6 that you're going to spend. This is going to increase the amount of player experience, plus it's going to give you 1 more quick battle, which is important. Again, quick battles and player experience is what you want to focus on, and I'm going to tell you now how to get that player experience. How do you level up your ranking to be able to get those rankings that you need for the offer. So that being said, besides these monthly boosts, the achievement, and the Ring of Covenant, at the beginning there's going to be, let me change real quick because I'm not a new player and not able to see the orders, but I'm going to change the world so that way you can see what are the new offers for new players, and I can tell you what to buy specifically and what not to spend your money on. Okay, so if you're starting the game for the first time, you're going to see these type of missions and first purchase bonus. I do agree that if you were to buy something, let's say that you don't want to spend money, just buy something for 99 cents. This is going to give you this character, which is good. I still using her, and day one they give you her. On day three, they give you another copy, which is going to help you have her a little stronger, and it's not going to carry you as much as Cordy, but at least it's going to help you out. But if you notice over here, I want to focus on the purchases for new players. Let's go real quick on the limited weeklies. So my recommendation is, besides the things that I told you to buy or to spend money on, you want to buy the Chapter 4 Friends, which is $19. The reason for this is that they're going to give you this ticket of beginning, which is going to give you a free pool of 10. Now only buy this if you have reroll and you already have Cordy, you already have her, and then this is just to see if you're able to pull another copy of her. This is just good way to spend. The other things that you can buy is going to be the, I believe it was, okay, the only other things that you're going to buy is at least one of these diamonds. Whichever you want is going to give you double the diamonds, which is going to boost, in this case, your VIP. So whatever you need to boost to go to the next level, unless you need a lot, you will buy this to at least get that VIP experience. Now with all that spending, you might be around $50 to $60. So how do you get all the other extra money, or in this case, how do you spend all the other extra money? You're going to do this just by, as you play and beat the chapters, they're going to give you different bonuses, different offers. Those are the offers you want to buy, so spend that money on those offers that they're going to give you. Do not buy the ones in here. So all these ones that says events and they're like limited and limited weeklies, none of this are worth it. None of these are going to be helpful for you. They're not worth it at all. So do not focus, do not buy anything else, not the diamonds or anything, like not the diamonds, not the rubies or anything like you see here. Where is it? Oh, recommended. This area here, the ruby package and everything, don't spend money on those things. Just focus on, as you complete the chapters, you're going to just buy those offers that are going to pop up to you as you go along. Now, you want to focus on completing the missions, which is the Start Dash mission, because this is going to give you a wish invitation. Now, the wish invitation helps you pick any character that you want. Again, do not use it in any other character that is not Cordy. Doesn't matter how other characters, other guys tell you. It doesn't matter if you see that you need one character to reach another rank. Always use it on Cordy, because that's the character that is going to carry you throughout the whole game. Okay, so that being said, we have gone over what to spend. We have completed about the character. Now let's go back to my normal account, and I'm going to show you other things. Okay, so the first thing, how do we increase rank? So to get rank point, if you see here, we have in the bottom right of the screen the winning percentage. If I click here, it tells me how long it's going to take me for my next rank, what is my winning percentage, and the average battle count, the average speed, all these different things, and how much experience I'm getting. I'm getting 138,000 experience every hour. And the reason for this is because I'm already on chapter 1712. So the further you are into the story, the more player experience you're going to have, the faster you're going to rank up. That's why we want to make sure that we have a good DPS person that is going to carry us throughout the story, so that way we can push as much as we can, so that way we can have a lot of the experience every single time. Now, one of the mistakes that I did when I was playing this is that I spent most of my diamonds trying to get the banner characters. If you notice over here, you have these banner characters that have higher chance for them to appear, and this is a waste unless you're going to be playing this game for a long time and you're not rushing and you just don't want to get those offer. They're okay, right? But because the point of us is to finish the game and to rank as fast as we can, we're going to spend most of our diamonds on, at first, on Prayer of Curse, and eventually when you get to chapter 1128, Invocation of Chance, because Invocation of Chance let you choose one specific character to actually look forward for, and it has a higher chance. It's the only character that you can pull there. Everything else is just all the stuff that they can give you, and it's the highest chance to get the character that you want. Notice over here that I have Cordy again. Now, how you should use your diamonds. You should always have around 4,000 to 3,000 diamonds safe and stored. So that means everything above that, I do have 21,000 here. I'm waiting a little bit because I'm pushing for the quick battle, but everything above that at the beginning, use it for the Prayer of the Curse. The reason for this, to make sure that you always summoning to try to get more copies of Curdy. Now, another mistake that I did was that you have another ticket, another summoning banner that you have, which is the Prayer of Amber, or in this case, the Prayer of Emerald, the prayer for a specific set of character. These prayer will only summon the character of that specific faction, right? So I didn't notice this until later. I didn't pay attention, and as I was playing, and I got a lot of tickets because they give you a lot of resources as you go over the story, I was spending this on the red and the yellow ones, and I didn't notice the emerald one. So whenever you have a lot of tickets, it's okay to spend the 300 diamonds. You're going to get diamonds. The game gives you a lot of diamonds as well. It's okay to spend your diamonds to always change it to emerald, and to always summon for emerald. The reason for this is because that is going to allow you to then get all the characters. In this case, because the banner is the yellow banner, you have all the characters for the yellow faction. If you do this for green, you're going to have all of them for the green banner, and that's what you want, because not only do you want more copies of your character, but you also want more of the green characters to be able to awake your character. So that being said, before we move on to the next thing, it's important that you know that, number one, use your diamonds for the Prayer of the Curse as long as you have more than 3,000 and above. Okay, so if you have 6,000, use it. If you have 3,000 or 4,000, just hold it until you get to 6,000 again and use it again. Okay, don't overspend your diamonds, because if not, then you're not going to be able to do the quick battle, because quick battle costs diamonds, and usually you will spend, depending on your VIP level, you will spend around 800 to 900 diamonds every single day, and it's important that you save them, because this is the most important factor here. Okay, so that being said, we already went to invoke. What I was going to tell you was about awakening characters. So if you notice over here, when you go to awaken characters, let's choose, for example, I have a lot of the yellow one. No, let me see. I have a lot of the green ones. Let's use the green ones for example, because I've been pulling for them. You can only awake your green characters using other green characters. And that's why it's important, like I tell you, when you go to the prayers, always do the summoning for the specific green color, because the more food and the more characters you have, the easier it is for you to awaken your Cordy. So to begin with, you have two types of characters here. You have those who are naturally SR characters, which are the golden banner, and you have those who are naturally just are I believe is Give me a second right here. Let me see to tell you specifically. Okay, you have naturally R characters, yeah, and then you have naturally SR characters. Just making sure. So the SR characters are the ones that are a little stronger. They have more abilities. The R characters are the ones that you want to use for food. Okay, so these are the ones that you want to use for food. Now, there's only a few green characters that you have to look for that you want to have in your team, which I'm going to mention that later when we go over team building. But right now, any other characters that you have, you're going to always use it for food for Cordy. Now, at the beginning, one character, which is the SR character, always need a copy of itself to become, in this case, SR+. Now, you don't have to be a specific level of the character for it to be able to be awakened. You can awaken the character as many times as you can, as long as you have the resources. Now, once you have the SR+, then you will need to have 2 SR+ characters in order to upgrade your character again. So notice over here that for this you have to have 2 any types of green characters that are SR+. Once you have that, and you have the character in the purple one, I believe is UR. To get the UR+, which is with a little symbol on the corner right there, as you can see here in this character, to get the UR+, you need to have 2 copies of the actual character. Because if you notice, you need to have the actual character that you're trying to awake. You need to have 2 copies to get the SR+ of that character and feed it to your main character that you want. This is going to get the UR+. And after the UR+, like I have this one right here, you need to have another random character that is the same faction, UR+, in order to feed it for it to become LR, or legendary rare if you want to call it like that, which is going to be like the one that I have here, which is In-Detph, which is the one that's giving you when you buy the bonus. And notice again that to raise up the other level, you need to have another UR+ characters of any faction. You don't need to have the same copies. All you need to have is those type of food. That's why it's important to always summon in the green banner, because that's going to give you as much of the characters of R and UR characters, so R and SR characters that can help you push your Cordy to the level that you need. And that's going to be that once you get to this, which is the LR, once you do the LR+, which is with the symbol on the side, you will need 4 copies of the same character in order to push it to the, I believe is the, I have to see what, the LR, legendary rare, and so on. So far, let's go real quick here. You want to always focus on the green, like I mentioned. You want to focus on Cordy as your DPS. This is the character that's going to carry you. And I want to show you my team so you can see Cordy and you can see the other groups. Right now, I'm on chapter, let me get this. I'm on chapter 17, 12. Notice the DPS of this group is 56 million. That's the DPS. And I was able to beat all the other ones, all the other Air's factions, 56,000, 56, and so on, with my DPS being only 14 million. Sorry, 56 million, with my DPS only being 14 million, almost 15 million in DPS. So I'm beating story mode with triple the battle power with the BP, triple the BP because of my character, which is Cordy right here. So before we go with the setup, before we go with the things that we need to pay attention to, before we go to how to level them up, what we need to be paying attention, what is in this case the level link, I want to go with what characters you should be paying attention and you should have that you shouldn't feed to anyone in this case. So let's go first of all with the blue characters. The blue characters, there's going to be 3 characters that you want to always have and you don't want to use them as food. Any other character that you have, you can use them to boost these characters. So in this case, you have In-Detph, which is going to be the one that you get first by buying the bundle. Like I mentioned, they give you a lot of copies of her. Sortina is a must-have in your team. So that's another one that you always want to have and you don't want to give as food. And Florence is one of the other OP DPS character. The only problem with her is that it's harder to get her copies compared to Cordy. And the reason for this is because you cannot buy Florence in the shop, but you can buy Cordy in the shop. And when I'm saying that, I'm going to show you where to buy copies of Cordy and why it's better to level her up. So these are the 3 characters that you should worry about in blue. As in green, there's going to be 2 of them that you want to pay attention to. There's other ones, but these are the ones that are usually going to focus on. Of course, your main DPS and the most important character is Cordy, and she's going to be the one that's going to carry you, like I mentioned. And Merlin is going to be your second green character that you want to, if you have the resources, as you wait to get maybe more copies of Cordy and so on. If you have copies of her, you can always level Merlin up. It's always good to have her. That being said, for the other red and yellow sections that you have here, there's going to be a website called Game 8, which has a lot of guides on this game, has a lot of tier lists. Just go over that. I don't really use them. If you notice, I have this one, which is 180, just because I had a lot of copies of her, because when I messed up and I used a lot of the summonings in the red banner and the orange banner. So for that reason, she's not good for story mode. She's good for some other stuff that you can going to see that I'm not going to cover in this one. But it's important to have at least these one specific character that you want to level up, so that way you can awake them, because in order for you to level up the other characters past a certain level, all 5 of your top characters should be a certain level, and I'm going to explain that later on. So for red and for yellow, the only character for yellow that is actually worth it for some cases is going to be Mimi, and she's more of a occasional character. There's some chapters where you have to beat Sortina, which is going to be this character right here. She has a specific ability that creates multi-barrier shield that you have to hit her multiple times. So if you don't have a character that deals multiple damage, Mimi is going to be good just to break those damage, and then Cordy can actually kill her off. Florence do the same thing. So if you have Florence and it's better, Florence deal a lot of damage, multiple hits. So she could be like your Mimi, but it sub depends on what's the probability and what characters are you playing with. But besides that, your main team should always look similar, or it looks similar to mine. Let me show you my team. I have Sortina, I have Cordy, I have Merlin, I have In-Detph, and I have Florence. Most of them are there just because of the bonuses, and that's where we're going to go over now. The bonuses are based on how many characters of the same faction you have. If you notice, I have 2 greens and 3 blue. This is going to give me a 15% of HP plus a 15% of attack. I do want the blue that is Sortina, so that's why I'm comparing it with pairing her with the other 2 blues. I don't want to have all greens because it's going to be difficult to build an all green team, as you need a lot of resources for that. So that's not going to work. So usually this team composition is easy to do. And the reason for this as well is because Cordy, Merlin, and In-Detph, all of them usually are easy to buy in the store. Let me go real quick on that. So in the shop, now that we're here, most of it, nothing that you see diamond is worth spending diamond on. Do not spend money on anything in the store that is worth diamonds. Again, diamonds should always be for summoning and for the quick battles and for something that I'm going to show you later that is only worth a couple of diamonds, but that's it. But if you go over here, the Cave of Space and Time, which you're going to unlock this maybe in chapter 2-4. Once you collect 120,000, which is going to be easy as you complete it a couple times. Once you have 120,000, you should be able to buy Cordy shard, which allowed you to have a copy of Cordy. That's why it's easier to level her up, because you can have copies of her with this. And even if this says you have to refresh it in 17 days in order to be able to get her, if I were to go back and get 120,000 coins before the 17 days, all I have to do is refresh it, pay the diamonds, which is 1,000 diamonds, and all I have to do is then buy her again. So this is going to be the reason why we always want Cordy in our team, because she's easier to level up. So for the most part, you want to only spend your shards on her, and that is it. Do not buy anything else. Don't waste your coins in anything else except on her. Everything else is a waste, because she's the one that's going to carry you. And the reason for this, I say this, is because when you see the build that I have on her compared to the other ones, you're going to see that she's the only one that has all the stuff. So that being said, let's go to how to build your character. Everything else here, usually there's things that you're going to have unlocked, but for the most part, when it comes to characters, as you summon a lot of characters, you're going to have these coins. I will hold them off just in case you need a couple of green characters. You can always do that, but for the most part, always use the 60, this one. Always buy this one. Just save for this one. That's it, because you have the chance to get an SR character like Cordy, so you have the chance. That's about it. But besides that, everything else you will figure it out as you play the game. Okay, so let's go with the character build. What things you should always focus as you begin the game. There's going to be a lot of resources that you're going to get. Especially there's a resource that is called the Rune Stones. Now these Rune Stones that you're going to get, which is going to be here in the shop, the runes, my recommendation and the only thing that you should buy here are two things. These two things are only available here. They're not going to appear with anything else, which are going to be the PM Defense Break, which is this one right here, and the Speed Stone. Now at first, you always want to do half and half, meaning spend half in speed and spend the other half in the PM Defense Break. And you want to achieve the following. In speed, you want to have at least, let's go with the runes. I have a level 8, a level 6 stone, and that's about it. So a total of 305 speed added to it. All the other things, I don't have any speed stone. So at first, my recommendation is buy the speed rune stone until you get at least one level 5 speed rune stone. Then focus on the PM Defense Break rune. And after that, try again the speed rune a little bit. The reason for this is because the speed rune is going to allow your Cordy to be first. And because she multi-hit multiple targets, and because she is a sniper, in this case, you're going to deal a high damage, you can kill them off real quick. That's going to kill most of the opponents or the enemies fast. So whatever is left, she can do it on the second round and she win. As long as she moves always first, she's going to give you a guaranteed victory as long as she's hitting them real hard. Now, the next thing which I was mentioning is the PM Defense Break rune. And this is important because as you go higher into the story, those characters are going to have high defense, meaning that even if you have a good amount of attack, the attack is going to be overshadowed by the defense. So your Cordy is going to do nothing to them. It doesn't matter how OP she is, if she cannot break that defense, nothing's going to happen to them. So for that reason, PM defend break is going to make her break that defense like they have no defense whatsoever, and her attack is going to hit completely. So for that reason, the more PM defense break you have, the more damage you're going to do, the more you can push to the story. So if you notice, the build that I have over here for her weapon, I have attack rune, speed, critical, and the PM defense break. For the first three of them, in this case the first three on the right, which is the necklace, the gloves, and the weapon, I have the same things. I have speed, PM, attack, and accuracy, because it's important if she don't hit them and they evade, you don't do no damage. So it's important that she has some sort of accuracy. And again, on the gloves, I have accuracy, attack, dexterity, and PM defense break. Dexterity because she is a sniper type character, so she's going to boost her attack and damage based on dexterity. And for support, which is going to be the helmet, the chest, and the boots, is going to be HP, P defense rune, evade, and debuff resistant. Debuff resistant, evade, P defense, and rune, and HP. If you notice, I have almost the same. In this one, I just added a critical rest because it's level 7. But for the defense, you just want her to evade, to be able to be resistant, to have a lot of HP, so she can be a little tanky. But again, you don't need that if you kill them first. So I'm going to show you my stats. My stat over here is going to be my PM defense break is 8,000. The reason why it's so high is because of a bonus that I'm getting from the equipment, which you're going to get as you go along. And I have defense break 5,000 and speed is 3,867. That's the stats that I have right now in chapter 17. And these stats are got because I have her unique weapons, which you can get once you get to chapter 1128. And I have her in the upgrade for 200 levels, which is the defense break by 3,000 and so on. You don't need a much defense break to push all the way to 1128, because of course you don't have those things, but just know that you need to have a high defense break. This is the type of equipment you need. And if you go to the website that I said, the game8.com, for this specific game, I'm going to put it on the description, you're going to see that it gives you all the things how you should build your first character and what to focus, especially because of the defense break. So far so good. I think that's all you need to know. As always, the last thing, in order for me, notice that I have level up, but I cannot level up until I have 5 characters that I must be level 180. In order for them to go above a certain level, let's say for this one to be level 200, which is Amleth, I need to awake her first to the next awakening tier. So for that reason, you want to make sure that you pick one character of each faction at least, if you can, or if you can to do both like I had done with these ones, to be able to go beyond. That's why in the red one I have Fury, which is this one. In the yellow one I have her, and so on, because you want to be able to push those characters. And then what about my team? What about my Merlin and my all these Florence that I have? I only have 1 copy of them, but they're still good for my team. Well, that's where level link comes into play. Your 5 most highest level characters are going to be giving every other character the same level. So if all 5 of them are 180, all the other ones get 180, even though they're not in the same awakening level. Even though by natural they're only able to reach level 100, just because you have 5 of the highest level characters there in 180 or 160, all the other ones are going to be the same level. And this is important because that way you can still use your team. You can still use Merlin, you can still use Florence, you can still use the team that you need to Sortina, even though you only have 1 copy of them and they don't have all the other copies. Remember, you only want them there for the bonus and at the same time just for support. Because if you go over here, I have this character built with all the runes and everything. All the other ones are just with whatever equipments I have. Notice that they don't have any runes. They don't have anything there. The runes are completely empty. I have nothing in them. All the runes and all the stuff are completely on Cordy, and I give her everything. Can I add runes to the other ones? Of course, but it hasn't been necessary for me to do any of those things, as Cordy has always been carrying me. And one last thing before I finish, when you go to quest, if you fail the first time, if you challenge and you fail the first time, notice over here that you have the skip button, and it's how, and you lose this, battle again and keep pressing it. Sometimes I have done this maybe 30 times, 50 times, and after 50 times I do beat the level, because some characters have a specific competition, others is by chance, it's just the percentage. You want to push, because maybe sometimes when you push that level, you can then, the other 10 levels after that one become really easy, because maybe they don't have the same character composition. So just keep trying and trying and trying until you beat that. When you feel like after a 50 time, there's no way that you can beat the level, that means that's where you have to wait and try to push, trying to find like character, just wait a couple days and so on, and just play the game and try again. But that's about it. Hope that this guide has helped you out to know what to do for this game. If you have any questions, just leave it on the comment below, and I will try to answer as fast as possible. Take care.